just edit out whatever extra.
Okay. Start talking. I want you to start.
Birdman. We just saw a Birdman. There's a bird. More men.
We're the men of this show. So what's your just first thoughts? Was out the door? We literally just walked out.
Okay.
How you feeling?
Shawn right here. He's going to college for film theater. And so immediately I thought this is the reason that like Shawn liked it so much is because he's in theater and there's a lot of theater in the movie.
Yeah, it's kind of about theater people or artists in general.
But then there's like these like I don't know. There's a lot to it. There's these undertones of like this bird that kind of carries him through all the shit in his life.
Yeah.
And he's using that to like he treats it like this terrible thing.
Yeah.
But then it always ends up like coming through for him in a weird way. No, you say something.
Yeah, like it's like when I first the beginning, because this is my second time seeing the movie, so I have a little more insight, but I still feel the same way I did the last time I saw it. I feel hyper aware. Yeah, where did we park?
We'll find anyway. Keep going.
I feel hyper aware. I feel almost as speechless as the first time I saw it. Like it's hard for me to articulate a lot of things. But as the Birdman character, the voice in his head, I thought of it in the beginning. I thought of it as almost as his id, his sort of animal side, or his ego.
Yeah, like the way he sees himself, to where like I'm better than everyone else. Oh, by the way, spoilers. I'll put that in the title of this. Obviously.
Yeah, it's sort of his. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe because that's not having that sort of like he has a literal voice in his head, but having that sort of idea of a voice in your head, I think everyone has that.
Yeah, like there's the reality that everyone sees of yourself, which is like what you get when he goes out and gets viral. Like, oh, that one lady he's walking in his underwear. She's like, oh, some old guy, and it's all fuck you.
Yeah,
and that's kind of like what he really is.
Yeah,
the way Edward Norton sort of speaks of him, and then he has the internal voice, which like he's it's that selfish sort of. I don't know, maybe it's an actor thing, like. I'm this big, huge, and like it never left. Ever since he was a star, like he's never lost that like view of himself.
Yeah, that view that he's like this thing, and yet he's trying to escape it. He's trying to be an artist, quote unquote, and that's kind of the whole movie. He wants to be recognized as an actor, not as Birdman.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Along the way, I feel like he almost misses the point in a way.
And like
he misses something.
Do you notice like the substances, like they'll use booze or cigarettes or like like, and the daughter who sees things the most clear.
Yeah.
She had to go to rehab. And then he went right when he starts dabbling in like getting drunk and stuff. It's like things start getting more clear.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like, I'm not saying that like they're like saying alcohol and any substances that mess with your head's good, but that just happens to be how it went down in this movie.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it makes it more clear. He certainly becomes more unhinged, and that unhingedness made him calm in a weird, kind of an eerie calmness. Like that last scene with his ex-wife was eerily calm.
By the way, that's Holly from The Office.
Yeah.
And she looks like they purposely made her look older in The Office, I think.
Yeah, she looks great.
Pair up with Steve Carell, maybe.
Yeah.
Or just maybe that's just like a business.
Another thing, I was really curious going into this with you because you hadn't read anything about it, and I probably knew way too much. What did you think of the cinematography? Like the one shot, sort of
like
deceit.
Paul Thomas Anderson style. Is that like what it's like?
It's sort of a little. Well, it's like it reminded. Yeah, I mean, it's the same cinematographer as Gravity. So he knows how to do these really long takes. He knows a lot of cool editing tricks, and it looks like one long take. And I was wondering how that made you feel, or what you thought of it watching the movie.
You know what it was? It made the theater feel very alive because it wasn't a bunch of cuts. Like there's people doing. They were constantly. It's a fluid thing. Like, there's always people moving around, and like stage hands, and like people cleaning up. And, it made the set feel very real. And then whenever you saw Michael Keaton, it did feel like you were in a real like a big busy stage. It's a living, breathing stage, and there's people, and then he's like got this, he's like trying to figure everything out. So it does sort of feel like you feel the stress that he's feeling, because you look at him like, oh, it's like claustrophobic, but it's loud.
Yeah, and you keep, when is it gonna end? And you know he feels that same way. He's like, when is this gonna end? Kind of like he's risking so much and doing so much for this play. And and near the end, he's kind of not sure why he's doing it.
Yeah.
Especially when the Birdman brings up his ego, and
that was him that played Birdman, right?
Yeah, that was him. Because I've seen photos of him with the makeup and the suit on. I think they use like the de-aging CGI, where they make you look young with CGI.
It's so awesome when he was flying behind himself.
Yeah.
As he was walking. Edward Norton did great.
Yeah, Edward Norton was.
He was
superb. Yeah, and he was very, very, like, he
almost
was
a dick, but you kind of...
He was a dick, but then he was like a tragic character in the end, because you're like, he's so good at his art. He devoted so much to being this thing, an actor, that he forgot how to be a human being, like in real life, you know what I mean? He treats everyone like shit. He doesn't care about people. He doesn't care if they care about him.
And I like the quote that he said to the Michael Keaton's daughter, I forget her name.
Yeah.
But, she's like, what would you do? I would take your eyes out, put them in my head so I could have your outlook on life, like when he was young.
So he could see the streets.
Yeah, like
when he was.
I love that, because I feel like I'm in that sort of, what do you call it, metamorphosis, where I'm no longer like a young free dude, like, all right, just go downtown at 3 a.m. and have an adventure. Like, no, man, I'm not seeing things like that anymore.
Yeah, and then there was so much. There's so, like, the writing was so good, and maybe it's also the acting and with the writing, because sometimes that writing could have easily come off as sort of like preachy. A lot of things they talk about. If that makes sense.
Keaton's face also delivers like a ton of emotion of what he's saying.
He's so vulnerable. When he needs to be vulnerable, he's so vulnerable. And when he's funny, he's hilarious in the movie. And it's just so fun to watch him. Like, this was the first time because I've loved Michael Keaton since I was a kid, like Beetlejuice.
And that makes me wonder if we're giving it a little too much credit. But like, I just got out of it like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I love Michael Keaton. I haven't seen him anything in a while. So.
Yeah. Well, it's really nice to see him get, like, this role that he just did is so, there was so much to it. Like, I don't think I've ever seen him with this good of material before, if that makes sense.
Last time I saw him, like, current White Noise.
White Noise. Yeah, I went to didn't we go to that together? Yeah, we saw White Noise in the theater.
Multiplicity, I think, in the theater.
Yeah, I saw that in theaters too. So we're kind of Michael Keaton fans.
We're Keatons, man.
Which, like, you know what I mean? It's funny because I hear people, when I heard some of my friends talk about this movie, and they're like, yeah, we haven't seen Michael Keaton since Batman, and they talk about it like that. They're younger. They're at least 6-7 years younger than me. And I always find it funny. I'm like, no, I feel like he's been around a while. He's just never gotten, like, I guess, I don't know, like a prestige, like a movie, like this movie's, got lots of buzz and everything, which is funny because this movie kind of comments on that whole idea.
Yeah, it totally does.
Of getting buzz and being viral and this is what people strive for now. No one strives to be like a human being.
About, being lost, you're not experiencing the moments because you're always behind screens filming them, trying to capture them, that you don't even get to have them anymore.
And you're not even like how so many people are not even present in their own lives. They're just ready to.
Like, does this look good for everyone else?
Yeah.
And you just forget about your own experiences.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Maybe we'll just do it like this. Like, go to the theater, see the movie, then just like talk about it on the way to drop Shawn back off, because it seems like it's a perfect amount of time. We're at 9 minutes now, and then I'll just chop through and make it.
Nice. Sounds. So in conclusion, you want to conclude?
Yeah. How should we do this? Like, of 10, just a rating.
Like, what do you got a rating system you want to do?
This is a heavy movie. Don't go into it looking for something light. Yeah.
I mean, it's got a fair amount of comedy, but like when it gets to the meat of it, it's definitely really, really heavy stuff in there as well.
Yeah. I don't know. Put time. I can't just say it's this or this to go see it.
You
have to make time for the movie, I feel like. And if you're a fan of Michael Keaton, if you're just a fan of cool writing and even a little
Yeah, it almost feels like this is an indie version of a superhero movie because here's this character, and I don't know, I really liked it.
Yeah,
Loved it, I should say. It's definitely one of the best theater experiences I've ever had seeing the movie.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I probably won't buy it just because I don't buy movies anymore, but
yeah, I'll buy it.
I paid for a movie ticket, so
I'll buy that movie. Definitely buy it.
It was a great experience, and if you're a Keaton fan, you grew up in the '80s like either of us, it's awesome.
You'll find a lot of nostalgia could be the word, but there'll be this meta aspect to the movie that you'll feel because you're like, oh yeah, Keaton, he's back, so to speak.
Yeah, this felt good. Good.
I loved it.
Alright, so I guess that was the first one. Episode 1, Birdman.